should it be working now? Then? Is that live? Oh, it is. Oh, it is indeed. There's a one. It is. What's that noise though? Is that my fan? If I turn it off, is that gonna? If I turn it off, is that gonna stop? Oh, it was. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. Perfectly fine. It's the wrong browser. What is that virtual in there? No, I don't. Tell you what, setting this up is so irritating. My chair is making a horrid noise and I don't really like that. Not really too big of a fan of that. So yeah, so if I have that there, and then it's just time to promote the stream. Just a few things I gotta do. Do that there. Bang. 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 There we go. Let's get it all up on there as well. That's all good. Also done a tad bit of an upgrade on the visuals. You know, making it look a tad bit better than it did last time for my last City watch along. So it feels like a bit of a betrayal, I can't lie, having my best looking stream layout so far being on a game that's not a City game. But I'm gonna have an even better one for the next time I can do a City watch along, which I think is in like 2-3 weeks. Cause I'm at work for tomorrow's game, which is very disappointing. But like I think I can watch the second half though. So I might go live for like a match reaction for that one potentially. But yeah, I've already got like a layout set sort of for my City ones, which are going to be a lot better because obviously here I've only got the scoreboard and that. But for the City one, I'm looking to have a lot of different information on the screen, which is relevant. Whereas this one is just sort of like I wanna cover the Premier League, a lot more like in depth this season compared to what I did last season. I wanna like have as much as I love talking about City and I love City and I love making content around City. I want to do watch-alongs to other games, other big high-profile games. Do reactions to as many games as I can, whether that be Liverpool, Chelsea, Newcastle, Leeds, Burnley, City, like any team. Like if there's a game on telly and I'm available, I'm gonna try do a watch-along because it just opens up, it opens up me to a new audience of fans of different clubs, but it also just like it gives me a chance to get better at the streaming thing, man, because I want to do it, but it's just confusing, man. It's just confusing. I'm not even gonna lie, like some of this stuff, like I don't get it. Like there's stuff on here that I just don't understand. But look, check this. This might be quite basic for some of you that might even do this yourself, yeah. But obviously, I used to like, sort of my old like watch long layout was kind of janky. But look at this. Look, I can just do this like easy like that, It's just seamless. That's pretty cool, man. I think that's pretty cool. But then again, I'm impressed by like the the most like novel of things because that's not even that deep. But yeah, no, I think that's pretty cool. Obviously, it's not as big, it's not as grand as things you'd see on like Mark Goldbridge's stream or like on Expression stream and stuff like that. But we'll get there, man. I'll get there. I'm just sort of like learning how to do all the graphic stuff sort of as I go, because if you even go back to the last watch long I did for that Juventus game in the Club World Cup, that was a horrid overlay. I'm not gonna lie, and I wasn't even like really that happy with it when I made it, but there's a lot of trial and error that went into that. But now we're 10 minutes away from kickoff now. For the Premier League season to be back, I'm gassed. I'm so gassed for the Premier League to be back. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I'm buzzing. It's just a shame that I'm gonna miss the City game tomorrow. Huge shame. Any score predictions in chat? Obviously, I think Liverpool are gonna win. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that Liverpool are gonna win. I think they'll 100% win, but it's whether like I think the game will be relatively close. Not like extremely close. Like I think Liverpool will win comfortably, but it's closer than a lot of people will probably give it credit. But then again, you never know. You never know coming into the season. The start of the season is always a weird time. It can be a very misleading time as well. The opening weeks, like I'd say the first 5 weeks of the season, can be a very, very misleading time. I always think back to the 2016-17 season, where we started the season very, very, very well, and then it all just fell apart. And I also don't think Chelsea didn't start the season very well. And I'm also convinced. I'm very much sure that there was talks of Conte being sacked towards the middle period of that season, and then bam, suddenly they just became unstoppable and they won the league. So like the start of the season is definitely can be very misleading. That's a good thing though, isn't it? I think I personally think that's a good thing. Like it depends on the way you see it. messed. No, that's fine. That's fine. It's all good. Yeah, that's all good. Um, I haven't actually seen the lineups because I was too busy trying to get the technical stuff of this down. So they got Alisson in goal. I'm gonna guess it's Kirkes. Yeah, it's Kirkes, Van Dijk, Konate, Frimpong. I'm gonna guess McAllister, Verts, and Szoboszlai in the midfield. That's interesting. Interesting. Obviously, Salah and Gakpo on the wings, and then Ekitike up top. That's fairly standard. You know, I would have probably. Oh, nah, never mind. I was gonna say I was expecting to start Gravenberch, but his partner gave birth the other day, didn't she? So I highly doubt that he was going to be in the squad, and obviously he's not in the squad. I look at the Bournemouth team. I think they have some good players in there. 100%. There are good players in the Bournemouth squad. They're just not as strong as they were last season. Obviously, with one of their star players last season, Kirk is obviously playing for Liverpool today. They've got Alex Scott back though. Obviously, Alex Scott is a huge talent. He's been unlucky with injuries, but he's a big player. Obviously, they've got Semenyo as well, Tavernier, and Evan Nilsson up top. I think Evan Nilsson's a good striker. I enjoy watching him play, but yeah, but I've always enjoyed watching like actual number nines play. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when we were deploying like the false nine in 2021 and 21-22, like that was kind of like I wasn't enjoying football as much. Like, obviously I was enjoying it and I was enjoying watching City, but like not having a striker up top wasn't as appealing for me to watch. I know a lot of people disagreed with that and they like the intricate 1-2s and some of the actual technical play that City were playing during that time, but nah, there's somewhat special about watching a number 9 play football. Like, I've always, I'm a big fan of Lewandowski. I've always been a big fan of Lewandowski. Obviously huge Haaland fan. And especially when you're looking at the league now, and you look at the players that are in the league now, you got Haaland, you have Ekitike, you've got Gyökeres, you've got Sesko, you've got Isak. Even though it's up for debate how many games Isak's gonna obviously play this season, depending on if he gets his move or not. There's number 9s back in this league. We're not watching Jackson, Werner, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz anymore. Like, we've got the number 9s back in the league. And although like we're now not the only top team that has an elite number 9, which is a bit worrying from a City perspective, and like the fact that there's going to be competition like propping up because teams are should be scoring a lot more goals, having these prolific number 9s up top. I'm all for it from like a consumer point of view, and not from a City fan point of view, but from a consumer point of view. Seeing all of these teams having big number 9s and people that are known to be goal scorers, having that back in the league is good, because that's one of my favourite that's my favourite sort of thing to watch in football. It is a good striker, a prolific goal scorer, and don't get me wrong, like, watching a false 9 play can be very entertaining, but nothing beats an out and out goal scorer. Nothing. Like, when I'm watching Haaland bear down on goal, right, and I'm watching him hold off defenders, shrug defenders off, like, nothing beats that. Nothing beats that. Nothing at all. Not even Mahrez cutting in. Like, not even Mahrez cutting in with his left. Like, nothing beats that. And I hope to see some of that 9 play today from Ekitike and from Evan Nilsson. I'm looking to see a good game. I don't want this game done in the first half. So Bournemouth, please do something for me today. I beg of you. I beg of you. Again, if you guys have score predictions now, get them in the chat with the last 3 minutes you have until this game kicks off. Yeah. Obviously, they're doing the tribute now to Diego Jota. I'm not too sure what they're doing. I don't have audio on because I don't want to get picked up on the stream and have the stream taken down. But I'm seeing some of the like the banners they've got, the scarves out. Like, you know, it's a beautiful thing to see, but it's a sad thing to see in it at the end of the day. Like, you look at some of these banners of Jota, and it's, you know, a beautiful thing to see. Like, it's a very nice thing to see, but at the same time, it's a very sad thing to see because obviously he has passed away, which is not ideal. It's more than not ideal, but you get the point I'm trying to make. Like, it's a sad thing, but seeing them all come together and show their support to his family and pay their respects to him is a beautiful thing to see, nonetheless. But yeah. Let me get my thing up. There we are. So there we are, moment of silence over. I think, you know, some of the displays you saw around Anfield there were really something special, and it really does show how much of an impact he had on Liverpool fans in the relatively short time that he was at the club. And yeah, you know, him and his brother will definitely be missed across the footballing world and obviously in their personal lives as well. So, you know, very, very sad situation. But yeah, we're now just seconds away from the Premier League season kicking off, Premier League football being back. You know, it's very, very exciting, man. That, you know, especially that we've had a summer, you know, without. I was actually about to say we had a summer without football, but we had the Club World Cup and we had the Women's Euros, so that wasn't actually like true. But the Club World Cup was a scam anyway. That was not fun viewing, at all. Here we are, Sabozlai to kick us off for the 2025-26 Premier League season, and we are underway now. As the time is working as well. Get in. But yeah, now the ball's pumped forward. Bournemouth are able to head that one clear. I'm very excited because I was at work for the Community Shield, but I had it on TalkSport, and I was kind of hearing that Liverpool were getting caught in transition a lot, and sort of, you know, Palace were able to counter-attack very, very well with them being sort of looking very sort of, what's the word, like light in the midfield area, Liverpool, and susceptible to counter-attacks. Obviously, any of you guys can fill me in whether that wasn't true. Again, I'm just going off what I was hearing on TalkSport at the time. So I'm very interested to see how that plays out today, because obviously there's no doubt that they've got a heap of attacking talent going forward, Liverpool, and they've got a very strong defensive back line. But it's whether the midfield, obviously, they've got McAllister, Szoboszlai and Wirtz in there today. So whether they can sort of, like, you know, stay compact defensively, and see how well they can deal with Alex Scott and is it Tyler Adam in the midfield as well? You know, Adam obviously someone is a bit more physical. That's a poor pass. And now you've got Gakpo coming forward for the first time. So Bosley finds Salah. Salah looks to whip one in, but it is headed away and Scott gets it clear. And Evan Nilsson tries to get the ball forward, but it's not a good pass, is it really? But yeah, I'm looking for a good game here. Obviously, I don't really care either way which way this goes. Obviously, I prefer Bournemouth to win. Obviously, but like when it comes to the first few games of the season, I don't really look too much into the results because, like I said earlier, like anything can happen, But like case in point, like I said, the 16-17 season, City were absolutely on fire at the start of the season, and then we saw how that season ended up. So it's like, the first few games don't really mean much in the grand scheme of things. Ekitike gets a shot. I think that is a shot on target there for Ekitike, and I think I had a bet on just him to get a shot on target, so that one should be in already. I hope. I think it was for a shot on target. Well, I say I hope that was definitely a shot on target, but the point is, like, I can't remember if it was for him to have a shot on target or not. Yeah, it was. There we go. That's fine. Beautiful. But yeah, we're just over 2 minutes into the game. There's obviously no big chances, but Liverpool are looking dangerous, and they're looking to commit men forward, and they're looking to pick up where they left off in the league, and that's what you'd expect them to do, really. Especially with the summer they've had as well. They've had a decent summer. I still think there are definitely areas where they need to look at, and they probably neglected. But the Konate situation's interesting as well. That's definitely something that needs to be sort of addressed at some point. But now you've got Ekitike on the ball. That's a brilliant touch. Still keeps it under control, and gets out to Gakpo. That is a brilliant pass out to Gakpo, who gets it to Kirkez, who couldn't quite get the cross into the box, and Bournemouth can come away here. It's pelted up to Evan Nilsson. He's not going to get there. I say that Konate's almost just made a mess of that, and so is Van Dijk, but they've got it clear. Ekitike brings the ball down, and that's brilliant centre forward play from him to get out to Salah. And now Salah cuts inside, and you know exactly what he's going to do from here, and Petrovic makes the save and forces it behind for a corner. First corner of the game goes to Liverpool just 3 minutes in, and that's brilliant. That's brilliant from Ekitike to bring it down. Salah does Salah things, cuts inside. You know what he wants to do. Are you going to stop him? Probably not. He gets the shot off, and it's a decent save for Petrovic to palm it over the bar for the corner. Now it's all about how Bournemouth defend this corner, because Vert's taking the first corner of his Premier League career. You've got Van Dijk in there, who knows a demon in the air. He plays it short, and then he gets it back out to go for the cross. Hits it out to Frimpong, who then tries to find Salah. It's a bit of a awkward pass, but Salah collects it. Then he crosses it in to Van Dijk, using the aerial presence I just mentioned, but he has put it over the bar, and it stays at 0-0. That was an interesting corner. I've seen interesting corners in my time, because City always want to try use some flamboyant corner tactic instead of just crossing it into the box for a 6'4" enormous striker. And that was interesting. I wasn't really too sure where they were going with that, but chances come from it nonetheless. So who am I to judge? Liverpool set. That's awful from Bournemouth here. Bournemouth's attempts of playing it out from the back so far have been nothing short of disgraceful. But here's Evan Nilsson holding it up now, and he does win a throw-in, and they still look to come forward, but the refs pulled it back because he's taken a few steps too far up the touchline. Yeah, Bournemouth don't look comfortable at all with the ball around the back, and it's not looking great. Sometimes, especially when you've got a striker the size and has the stature of Evan Nilsson, just if you're not confident on the ball, just whack it forward. But here's Semenya, who's forced to go backwards because of the Liverpool press, but then cuts it infield. And now Bournemouth can go. Frimpong's tucked it in, and the cross comes into Semenya, who can only just get like the slightest of touches on it. Can't really like get a meaningful touch on the ball. and he sort of puts it out for a goal kick. You know, he gets in front of Kirkes. He does very, very well to get in front of Kirkes, but Kirkes then does do just enough to put him off balance and make sure that he can't get the cross, you know, the cross, the shot off perfectly. Now Gakpo heads it on to Ekitike. Bournemouth win it back via Adam Smith, and they can rebuild from the back. And now they've finally learnt their lesson, and they're trying to go long. But David Brooks slips and leaves Frimpong with an uncontested header, and that does go out for a Bournemouth throw-in, Liverpool throw-in. I'm not too sure which way. Who got the final touch on that one? Tell you what, Bournemouth have played a lot better than I thought they were going to. After losing a lot of key players over the summer, I thought they were going to completely capitulate, but you know, they've shown a good account of themselves in this first 7 minutes. Whether they can keep it up for the rest of the game is obviously to be seen, but you know, the first 7 or so minutes they haven't been that bad, and you know, I will credit them for that. It's never easy, your opening game of the season, especially if you're playing against the reigning champions away from home. But Petrovic tries to whack one out wide, and yeah, this is not convincing at all. I'm not seeing the vision here. I'm not seeing the vision at all from Bournemouth trying to play out from the back. Like, none of them look comfortable doing it. None of them look comfortable receiving the ball in these areas. Konate puts the ball out for a corner, trying to play a back pass to Alisson. But you know, if there's a failed back pass, you'd rather it go out for a corner than into the back of your net. But yeah, it's Bournemouth's first corner of the game. Bournemouth's first corner of the game. It's now a corner apiece. Coming into the 9th minute, Bournemouth also goes short. It's then whipped in, but it's straight onto Alisson, who can try mount a counter attack for Liverpool here, but he's going to take his time. There's no real options on. So Bosley picks up the ball, looks to go inside to. Is that McAllister? Yeah, that's McAllister. Yeah, I couldn't see from here. My eyes are cooked. I'm not even going to lie to you. My eyes are cooked. But yeah, see, and then look, like it just shows like the difference in like composure and sort of like in sort of ability here. Like, look at Liverpool when they get the ball around the back and try to play out from the back. They look so much more composed. But I'm going to hold that thought because Adam Smith tries to whip one across the box, but Virgil van Dijk is the one to put it out for a corner. So Bournemouth have their second corner. And you know what? They look very, very dangerous when going forward. It's a beautiful underlapping run from the right back. But obviously Van Dijk does well to read the cutback and stop it from, you know, getting into that danger zone in the middle of the box. But you got David Brooks standing over this corner now. He whips it in, and it was knocked onto the back post, but Frimpong was able to get it clear. And now here's Salah, who's looking to break at speed, but he is held up by the Bournemouth fullback. I'm not actually too sure who it is over on the left side. Let me just double check. Again, like I said, I didn't actually do any research on the lineups before this game because I was too busy trying to get this sorted. But it was Adrian Tufferet on that left side, holding up Salah from the counter attack. But now here's Salah, picks it up, tries to find Gakpo, but Smith puts that one out for Liverpool's second corner. And you know, that's excellent vision there for Salah, but it's also good reading the play from Smith as well to spot the danger and look to concede the corner. Because you know, I've seen many times, especially with Kyle Walker at right back, where he's not looking over his shoulder and he's looking to just let that go out for the goal kick, not looking over his shoulder and seeing that there's a fullback, there's like a winger in behind him. Smith gives a look over his shoulder, sees Gakpo is there, and puts it out, and it's good defending really. But Liverpool have their second corner of the game. Is Wirtz going to put this one straight in the box? It looks like he is. He does whip that one straight in. Kirk has found himself on the floor, and Petrovic is able to claim the ball. And now Bournemouth look to break, but he is that Tyler Adam was sort of upended there by Szoboszlai. It's not. Oh, it wasn't. My bad. It was Tavernier. You know, his chance at carrying the ball forward and mounting a counter attack was put to an end by Szoboszlai. No foul given. Went out for a Liverpool throw, and Liverpool have the ball around the back again. And McAllister picks up the ball in a nice position in the middle, but he's quickly closed down, and now it's Wirtz. I'm kind of wanting to see Wirtz get on the ball a bit more than he is at the moment. Like if you know, it was up to me, Wirtz is getting on the ball in this central position, and Gakpo and Salah sort of hugging the touchlines, trying to stretch the Bournemouth defence, giving Wirtz more space to sort of operate in the middle of the park and sort of work his magic. But you know, it's mostly Salah getting the ball at the moment, and obviously you can't blame him. But Tavernier whacks one out wide to David Brooks, and David Brooks holds off Frimpong quite well and then knocks it back. Tavernier's rushed into the box. Tavernier then cuts it back, and are we going to get the cross from Bournemouth? No, we're not. Are we now? Cross comes in, Evan Nilsson. Nah, it's away for Liverpool, and Ekitike can try to break here. Now it's Salah. Now it's Ekitike. That was a scrappy. That was a bit nervy from both ends there. I thought Ekitike was going to have a clear run for on goal. What's going on here? Liverpool players are surrounding the referee. I'm not really too sure what's going on again. I don't have the audio on, so I can't. Unless I get a replay of what the issue is here. Ooh! Tell you what, he's a lucky boy that he's not made contact with his hand there, because that's crazy. That's crazy, and that's when you know you've sort of made a mistake with trying to bring the ball down. That's not a handball for me. That one though would have been if he was able to slap that away from Ekitike, but I don't think there was enough contact, you know, from his hand to sort of change the direction. But I don't think he really touched it with his hand. It definitely touched his arm, but I don't think that's handball for me personally. I think his you know, his arm was still in a like. If that was in the build-up for a goal, that would 100% be disallowed. But anywhere else on the pitch, I don't think that's given as a handball, which is, you know, it's interesting to say the least. But you know, I don't think there's enough contact on his arm there. I don't think it really changes the direction sort of the ball at all. Really, I think the touch off of his arm probably favours Ekitike more than if it didn't touch his arm. If I'm being 100% honest. We come Liverpool building up from the back again. I was about to compliment how much more composed they look, but Kerkez did get a little panic there by Semenyo's pressing him, but he's able to smash it off of the Bournemouth forward and put it out for a Liverpool throw-in. But you know, it's been an interesting game so far, you know, and it's being competitive as well. And I think that's sort of what you look for when you're a neutral and you're watching the first game of the season. I remember a few years ago, I think it was not last season but the season before, first game of the season was City against Burnley, and we thrashed them 3-0, and they didn't really have any sort of chance in the game, and it was probably I can imagine very boring for the neutral to watch. But here's Gakpo. He's quickly closed down by the Bournemouth defenders, and now they can try play out via Semenyo. But again, he's quickly closed down by Kerkez and McAllister, and now it's Wirtz who finds Salah, who Salah quickly tries to chip one, you know, round the corner for Ekitike in the box, but he doesn't quite get the accuracy or the power correct in it, and it fizzes out for a goal kick. But that was a nice little move there from Liverpool. First from Kerkez, it's a nicely weighted pass from Wirtz out to Salah, and tell you what, if he pulls that off, if he pulls that pass off, that is an outrageous assist. Nice little round the corner. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. You know, Bournemouth starting to learn their lesson now. They're going long with a lot of their goal kicks. They've got Semenyo, who's a physical player, sort of sticking to Kerkez, who's a lot smaller in stature, and Bournemouth are going, of all teams, are going to know that. And also having Evan Nilsson try to pin Konate and Van Dijk, at the back, instead of doing this stupid passing out from the back and them just looking nervous every time. Ekitike again causing problems to the Bournemouth defence, but this time the Cherries do come away with the ball. And now here's Scott, who's thrown to the floor by Szoboszlai, and that will be a free kick, that one there. He was probably already he was probably already making his way to the ground, but that's not handball, man. You can't. That's not handball. I don't think that's not handball, because that's not like. That if it was in the build up, like I just said, if it was in the build up to a goal, that's handball, and the goal would be ruled out. But anywhere else in the pitch, come on. Now, if he actually was able to reach the ball and slap it away, then he would have been in some serious trouble. But luckily he was his fingertips were that far away from the ball. Oh, as I've just looked back at my screen, Bournemouth are trying to play out from the back again and failing miserably. But here's Evan Nilsson with a beautiful touch and bring down of the ball there to keep the ball firmly in Bournemouth's possession. But now they're back to passing around the back. So, pending mistake, it is inevitable here. But they have went long again to Semenyo, who tries to knock it on. But it's swept up by Konate, who can find Frimpong. And Liverpool look to come forward. But Evan Nilsson's now... Was that offside? I don't know about that. I need to see the replay of that. I thought he was in line with Konate there when he's picked up the ball, but maybe I'm bugging. But he looked like he was in line with him there. But nevertheless, here come Liverpool again. Ekitike finds Szoboszlai, who then goes out. Now he didn't though. His hand did not touch that. When he went to slap that, his hand does not touch that. I'm telling you, his hand does not touch that. I'm being so real with you. He does not touch that. Tell you what though, Gakpo's having some joy down this left side. Every time he gets the ball, he's got space to gallop into, and it's gonna cause Bournemouth a problem if he's able to find that final ball to Ekitike in the box. So they need to watch that, because they're focusing too much on not showing Salah down the byline, but Gakpo, he's got a lot of space to run into every time. But that being said, Liverpool need to double up on Semenyo, because he's having a lot of joy in these aerial battles with Kirkez, and they're going to need to stick someone just to, get Gakpo to... you won't want Gakpo to drop deep though, that's the issue. And is McAllister or Szoboszlai even gonna cover that much support for Kirkez in that situation? It's one of those. It's probably where they would definitely benefit from having Gravenberch or Endo in the starting 11. But bro, you've got to remember, I don't have the commentary on. My TV's on mute in it, so I can't hear any of what's going on there. So, but I didn't see that. Like, I'm convinced he did not touch that. But if they show another replay again, I'll take a closer look. But Bournemouth have the ball again as we approach the 20-minute mark, and they continue to pass the ball around the back. There you go, long again. The long pass does not find Semenyo, and it finds the linesman of all people, and it goes out for a Liverpool throw-in. Liverpool fans in full voice now, singing "I Can Only Imagine" the Diego Jota song as the 20-minute mark approaches, to again pay tribute to their late number 20, who did clinch them the title at Everton, against Everton at Anfield, to get them their 20th title. So it's only fitting, really, isn't it? But we got Bournemouth again. Some of these passes from Petrovic are interesting, to say the least. He had... Yeah, but like, his hold-up play is good, though. I've actually been very, very impressed by Ekitike's hold-up play this game. Like, compared to what Nunes would show, like, the physicality and the ability to just bring the ball down and just knock it onto Salah, knock it onto Wirtz, or anyone in that midfield and sort of forward line with him has been good. And I haven't really been seeing him beat to the ball or beat physically by a Bournemouth player yet. You know, maybe his footwork could definitely do with a bit of work in this game, but physically and, you know, positionally wise, I think he's been very good in this first 20 minutes. You got Liverpool again looking to camp on the edge of Bournemouth's box and sort of try to probe for an opening. But here goes Salah. We'll talk about footwork. There goes Salah. He is apprehended, you know, in the nick of time really, because he was approaching a shooting position there. And we could have had a vintage Mo Salah goal to open the account in the whole of the Premier League this season. Get the first goal of the season, but you got Wirtz again. He's now been given some time and space to drive in. He's going to cut in. He's going to try find... I don't know if that was meant for Szoboszlai, and it just fell behind him, or he was definitely trying to get that one out to Gakpo. But nonetheless, it was cleared by Bournemouth, and Liverpool have the ball again around the centre circle. No foul on McAllister. Liverpool still have the ball, but now Bournemouth can try break. It's a terrible pass from Tavernier, and it's intercepted by Frimpong. And now Wirtz with an excellent pass out to Salah. Can he reach that? Yes, he can. He does just about keep it in play. And he looks up, tries to picks out Frimpong, who looks up, doesn't cross the ball. Instead goes back to Szoboszlai, who's then going to find Salah. Salah then with a first time cross into Petrovic's hands as he's looking for Gakpo on the back post, but he just had a bit too much height on it really, and it was able to it just sort of slowed down as it was dipping and straight into Petrovic's hands. No real danger there for the Bournemouth goalkeeper. It's a brilliant touch there by Scott, but then misses the ball and gives it straight to Szoboszlai. And Liverpool back again, probing at that Bournemouth back line and trying to find sort of an entry point. But there's Ekitike. No foul's been given. I tell you what. There was some clumsy play in the box there. First from Ekitike. Is that a foul? I'm not really too sure. That one, though, is 100% a foul. 100% a foul. So if that original one wasn't given, the foul on Ekitike, that's a penalty. That would have 100% been a penalty. So Bournemouth got away with one there. Yeah, but you got to remember they're wing backs though, innit? Like they're not fullbacks. They're wing backs. Like they're employed to sort of run up the pitch, and that's been the Liverpool style of play, hasn't it? Since with Klopp attacking via the wings, overloading the wings. Speaking about overloading the wings, Wirtz gets ones out to Gakpo, who can run at Smith, cuts inside. Does lose the ball, but now it's Wirtz, who is dispossessed by Semenyo, who can now try run at Kirkes, skips one challenge, but then is brought down by McAllister, and it is given as a foul. You know, he does well to recover from that challenge, but that one there 100%, that's 100% a foul. 100% a foul. You know, he's definitely been their best player, Semenyo, within like the first half and basically half an hour for Bournemouth, but so far it's him, Salah and Ekitike who I think have been the best sort of forward players in this game. Have any of the defenders really impressed me so far? I'm not too sure. Obviously, you know, but then again, I don't think too much defending has like really had to have been done in key areas anyway. I do think the midfield is very open, a lot like I kind of predicted coming into the kickoff, but I wasn't expecting Bournemouth to be sort of exposed in the middle as well. But it's made for an interesting game. You got Semenyo's long throw into the box. It is dealt with by Gakpo, and Bournemouth do survive any potential of a counter-attack, and Brooks is now having a physical battle with Frimpong, and I think he's brought down the Dutchman for a foul. No, he hasn't, but it has went out for a Liverpool throw-in. Didn't you and Semenyo play for the same Same team. Did he used to play for your youth team? The football team he played for? Am I thinking of Bobby? No, I'm thinking of Bobby Reed, aren't I? Yeah, I'm thinking of Bobby Reed. Oh no, it was a free kick. It wasn't a throw. My bad. It was a free kick. It was a foul on Frimpong. And to be fair, actually, I was talking about defender. I think Frimpong's played a good game actually. So far, I think if I was to highlight any defender in this game, it's definitely been him. McAllister wins the ball back there. Now it's Szoboszlai who finds Konate. And then finds Van Dijk, who's going to go across to Kerkez, and he's probably going to go back to Van Dijk, who's going to try find Szoboszlai, who's going to try get it to Frimpong. Plays it a bit short, but Konate is able to recover the ball nicely, who then gets it to Salah, who's got Frimpong on the overlap. And now Liverpool can look to get a nice cross in with bodies in the box. But Frimpong decides to go back and find Szoboszlai, who's going to find McAllister. And they're just going to take the sting out of the game a little bit here and just try control it as best they can, and just sort of try force an opening like many of top teams tend to do. But here comes Brooks. Pass to Evan Nilsson's not great. And Liverpool come back again. I knew it was Lloyd Kelly, but I was trying to think of the attack. That's good defending there. That's good defending there from Bournemouth. Very, very good defending. I knew Lloyd Kelly was one of them, but I was trying to think of the attacking player, whether it was Bobby Reed. But it was Bobby Reed, yeah. Thought so. Liverpool, I think, with their third corner now of the game. This one again has to go straight in the box. Straight in the box. Straight on Van Dijk's head. You know, when you've got someone with the aerial ability of him, you'd be silly not to whip the ball in. You get it in that sort of area just outside the 6-yard box. Sort of in between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. Aim that ball in there. We can get it going. What's going on with the managers and the referee here? Anyone able to like give me an update on that? Obviously, again, I don't have any audio. What's the What's going on here? Is it drinks? I'm so... How come play stopped? Yo, Yudi, when your stream catches up, tell me why play stopped in the chat, because Is it a drinks break? Are we getting drinks breaks in the Prem now, or what? Something happened. What's going on? We back going for the corner now. I'm a little baffled. I'm not too sure what's just happened there. But yeah, now we're actually getting the corner coming now. Again, still not too sure what the break-in play was for. If anyone can let me know in the chat. Oh, commentators don't even know. Yeah, I'm a little baffed. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but got Vert standing over the corner now for Liverpool. As we're, just past over the half an hour mark. The game's still 0-0. Liverpool about to get the corner in though, and I think this one's definitely going in the box. You do have McAllister and Szoboszlai lurking on the edge, but I think this one's 100% getting put into the box here. And it has found Van Dijk, but it's straight down Petrovic's throw, and he can claim that. There was good accuracy on that corner, but I think maybe there wasn't enough spin on the ball for Van Dijk to sort of cause the keeper any trouble. Oh, Semenyo was getting I thought that might have been what it was, because obviously they kept the ref tapped him on the shoulder, but I wasn't 100% sure. If that is the reason, that's crazy. There's no need for that. There's no need for that at all. No need for that. So I hope that issue can be resolved. That's kind of nuts, though. There's no need for that, man. No need for that. Kirkes is struggling a little bit dealing with Semenyo down this Bournemouth right hand side. I'm seeing the vision. I'm seeing the game plan here from Bournemouth, and obviously, like, you know, I did actually see a funny TikTok before the game saying Semenyo hat trick within 14 minutes and Kirkes hooked. And I don't think, obviously, the hat trick's not going to happen, but I could definitely see a change being made if he just continues to keep losing out on the ball, because he is struggling against Semenyo. And he's a class player, so most fullbacks would struggle against him, but he's given Kirkes a horrid time here. Not the best. It's not the best debut to have, though, is it, for your new club? Your first competitive game being against your former club. It's never fun, because you will feel like you're being targeted, because out of all the players, they know your weaknesses more than anyone else in the team. But Bournemouth still have the ball. Petrovic then again seeks to find Semenyo down that right side, which he does. And then they force the ball down to Evanilson down the channel, and both him and Konate miss the ball. But as Evanilson goes to try and retrieve it, Van Dijk calmly passes it back to Alisson, and Liverpool are back in control of the ball. And I can imagine they're probably going to try see out this first half this way and not cause themselves any issues as we come into the last 12 minutes of the half now. But you never know, anything can happen, but I'm expecting a professional end to the first half from Liverpool here. Szoboszlai picks up the ball and passes it back to Konate. He gets it to McAllister, who then finds Wirtz, who finds McAllister again, and McAllister can hit them from range, and he just misses out from the pass from Frimpong. But now Bournemouth can come forward, because it's only Konate and Van Dijk back. Evanilson can't get the ball out of his feet quick enough. Liverpool regroup, but Bournemouth still do have the ball to come forward, and it is now Alex Scott who passes the ball back. And Bournemouth would look to just keep hold of the ball here, because Liverpool are all completely back in shape. And Evanilson's went too early. That's definitely offside. He has kept it on. Is that not offside? Right, okay, never mind. Because now here come Bournemouth, and it's cut back. Oh. David Brooks dummies that. Tavernier has absolutely no clue that ball's going to fall to him, and he just hits a tamish shot at Alisson, and now Wirtz picks it up on the edge of the Bournemouth box, but he is dispossessed by Tyler Adam, and it is now goes out. But now we're going to see a replay of this Tavernier shot now, and it is fair play. I thought he was offside, but it's brilliant play from Evanilson. That pass is exquisite. The ball comes across. David Brooks dummies it. I don't think Tavernier really, he does know something about it. He just gets the connection on the ball all wrong. He tries to curl it round Alisson, but instead just puts it straight down the Brazilian's fault, and that's someone that could come back to haunt him. It almost came back to haunt him straight away, with Wirtz finding himself on the edge of the Bournemouth box within 20 seconds, but the game still stays at 0-0. Whether it should be 0-0, probably not. Tavernier had to be scoring that. Really did have to be scoring that, did Tavernier. It was Van Dijk. Looks to surge forward with the ball. Finds Gakpo. Gakpo has Kirkes overlapping, but he goes inside back to Van Dijk. Now it's Ekitike. Now it's Van Dijk. Ekitike. Now McAllister, who's going to try find Verts. No, he's going to find Ekitike, who takes a good touch. He has to score. He does score. 1-0 Liverpool, and it's Hugo Ekitike again to give Liverpool the lead in their first 2 games of the competitive season, because he scored in the he scored in the Charity Shield. Takes a very, very good finish there. That is a very, very composed finish to put it past Petrovic, and that is 1-0. We're just out from halftime. He dedicates his goal to Diego Jota at Anfield, and that is 1-0 to Liverpool. And you look at that again, Ekitike then picks up the ball, goes to McAllister. I think he's going to Verts, but then there's so much space opens up for Ekitike. He goes to put it through the defender's legs, gets a bit lucky with the rebound, obviously falling back at his feet, but he's still got a lot to do to take that ball under control. He does. First time finish. Cool as you like from the Frenchman, and bam, we have the first goal of the Premier League season, and that is Hugo Ekitike to give the champions the lead. 1-0 to Liverpool at Anfield, 37 minutes gone, and what a finish it was. What a finish it was. That is a nice finish. That is a nice finish. Darwin Núñez puts that over the bar. Just saying, Darwin 100% puts that over the bar, but there we go. 1-0 Liverpool. Celebration, the 2 and the 0, number 20, in tribute for Diego Jota, and Liverpool pick up where they left off. And now Konate again. Liverpool straight back at it, going for another. They're going for the kill now, and it's Verts. Looks up, finds Gakpo, who's unmarked. Gakpo crosses it in, back post. Ekitike looking for a second and just heads it over the bar. Wow, this kid's good. This kid's good. He's a problem. He's a problem for the Premier League this season, 100%. Just look at that movement. He definitely should be getting that one on target, 100%. He gets the technique all wrong, but the positioning to even get himself in that position is, it's impressive, and that is, it's good play. It's good play all around. Very, very good cross from Gakpo as well. How will Bournemouth respond? Because I actually thought they were probably the better team just before the goal. I thought they had the better chances, but again, like I said, that chance was going to come back and haunt Marcus Tavernier, and it has, because Liverpool are now 1-0 up, and probably should be 2-0 up, really, if I'm honest. It's a really, really good chance for Ekitike to double the lead. I tell you what, I've not been impressed by Kirkes so far, but he's the only one in the Liverpool team that I think has been a bit off it today. Other than that, they've all started relatively well. I think, again, obviously before the goal, I thought Bournemouth were definitely the better team, but Liverpool are doing what champions do, and they're doing what the big teams do, and it shows the difference between teams like Bournemouth and the teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, City and Chelsea at the top, where Liverpool took their chance and Bournemouth didn't, and that's why, despite Bournemouth, in my opinion, being the better team, that's why they 1-0 down. Simple as that, really. And it shows that this is going to be proved to be a huge shining for Liverpool, Ekitike up top, because again, I don't think Darwin Núñez keeps that shot on target. As easy as a finish that is, like, distance-wise, I don't think Darwin Núñez gets that ball on target. Bournemouth are still pressing here, and they have won the ball relatively high, but Liverpool's press has pushed them back into their own half. And they're gonna have to rebuild from the back. Now that's crazy. That's crazy McAllister disrespect. Yudi, that's crazy McAllister disrespect. Bournemouth again, not really having any forward passes on, but Scott picks it up, then again goes backwards. There's not really much on for Bournemouth here. So I doubt they're going to have another chance in this first half. I say that. Kirkes has actually just been completely slammed to the floor by Semenya. And now Tavernier picks it up. Brooks looks to get the crossing. He cuts back. Again, it's blocked by Konate. And again, I don't think... Kirkes has not looked great at all in today's game. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tsimikas or Robertson come on. That time he has won the ball. No, he hasn't won the ball. I thought originally he won the ball, but no, he's now committed a foul. He's gonna get booked, and yeah, it's not been an ideal debut for him, man. And he does give Bournemouth another chance before half time to get an equaliser, and there he is. Yep, Robertson's warming up. Slot's not impressed with what he's seen. I wouldn't be either. It's not been great. He's again the only player I've seen for Liverpool today that I don't think's played up to scratch. Yeah, originally I thought he got the ball. He hasn't. He just went absolutely straight for him. That's so late. And it's reckless as well, because if Bournemouth score here, then it's not looking good for Kirkes, is it? I think it's because he's got rid of his mullet and he's got a semi-normal haircut now. I think that might be the sort of issue that he's coming to here. But David Brooks stands over the free kick, and it looks like he's going to go for goal, I think. He's going to try catch Alisson out in their post. 43 minutes on the clock. Bournemouth have a free kick in a very dangerous area here. Can they make anything of it? Brooks whips one in. No, they can't. But it's going to... No, they cannot. That was extremely anticlimactic. That I don't even know what to say about that. That was not good. That was not great at all. But again, looking at the goal, it's a brilliant run he makes, and it's a very, very good vision from McAllister to pick that one out. Again, a bit of fortune with how the ball falls back at his feet, but well taken finish. And a good goal, and he could definitely be the difference. Everyone talks about Wirtz being a difference maker and helping them spur them on to 2 titles in a row, but I think Ekitike is 100% the difference maker, because you already had elite chance creation in the Liverpool side last season. It was just getting someone other than Salah to finish off the chances, and they've got that now. So, they could definitely be a team that really everyone needs to sort of fear once again. That's if obviously Konate, Van Dijk and Gravenberch stay fit, because obviously they're the areas in the squad where they're really lacking the most sort of depth. So if they can keep all of those players fit, then Liverpool scary this season. But Bournemouth come forward again. This time it's down the left-hand side, and Frimpong deals with it well. I think, again, he's played a lot better. Bournemouth have not had that much joy down the left side, and that's one because I don't think Brooks is as talented winger as Semenya, but I also think that's because Frimpong has played a far, far better defensive game than... what's his name? Kirkes. We got 3 minutes added on after obviously the stoppage and the goal in the first half, and I think Liverpool are just going to see that out really, and just sort of get the lead over the line and go into the second half. And I definitely don't think Kirkes is coming out for this second half. I mean, no shit Sherlock, he's not been good enough. It's booked now. You've seen Robertson warming up, and that's it's a harsh way to sort of see out your debut really, but it's a learning curve, and he'll definitely learn from this. Now we've got Evan Nilsson, who finds Scott, who now is apprehended by McAllister on the edge of the box. That's a professional foul, I'd say, from McAllister. Actually, I don't know. If it was a second earlier, I would say that's a good tactical foul, but Scott was sort of closing the angle of the pass for himself there. So, I don't know. Again, I was going to say, this could be trouble for Liverpool giving it away in that dangerous position, but after that last David Brooke free kick, I'm not confident in anything that Bournemouth can produce from their set pieces. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. This time it's Scott and Tavernier stepping over it. We've got 1.5 minutes left, minimum, of this first half. And Bournemouth have a chance to get themselves level right at the end of the first half. And Tavernier to try redeem. No, that's a terrible. These set pieces these free kicks from Bournemouth have been appalling. Absolutely appalling. And if that's anything to judge off, they're not getting themselves back in this game, because these last two free kicks have been shambolic. Especially that one. You've hit a 2-man wall. You have hit your shot into a 2-man wall. Like, come on, man. You've got to be doing better than that. Long throw from Semenya into the box. Doesn't really find anyone, so Bosley can head it clear. Bournemouth could have one last chance here to sort of try get something. It's going to fall to score! That could have very, very easily been a penalty. But the ref doesn't blow for it. And now here comes Gakpo. Liverpool can double their lead just before half-time. Now it's Salah. Cuts inside, looks to shoot. Brilliant, brilliant tackle to stop the shot getting off. And now Bournemouth can come forward on the counter-attack. This has really become a bit of a basketball game in this last minute. You've got Evan Nilsson as he approaches the box. David Brooks was brought down on the edge of the box. Evan Nilsson didn't have any support, and he later blazes the shot wide. And that's it for the first half, really. I do kind of want to see a replay of that collision between Alex Scott and McAllister, because that looked clumsy from the first glance. That definitely looked like a penalty could have been given. But maybe if I saw it again, it wouldn't be as bad. But yeah, we go into half-time at 1-0 Liverpool, and I'm going to take this time to look at Twitter and see what everyone else is saying about this game, and see if I'm in the minority for my opinions on the performances so far. Again, I still think Liverpool have started the game quite well, but defensively, and in the midfield, they do look a bit, worse for wear at points. Kirkes definitely does need to come off, but so far my man of the match has been Ekitike or Semenya, but probably Ekitike edges it just because he got the goal. And yeah, I think he's played absolutely excellent in that first half, and he's going to be a very, very good addition to the Premier League, I think. And Newcastle are definitely going to be kicking themselves that they haven't been able to secure his signature. Yeah, no, that was a good half of football. What are you making of that first half, man? Give me your, as a Liverpool fan, give me your thoughts on that first half. Yeah, no, it's let's have a little look. Let's have a little look at any other reactions we've got to this game so far. Yeah, you know, a lot of people are sort of saying the very very similar, having very similar sort of thoughts to me on that first half, which is good. You know, it's good to know I'm in the majority and I'm not wrong, because you know, I pride myself in knowing football. You know, I kind of want to see a lot more of the same from the second half. I actually kind of really did enjoy that first half. You know, probably less of the Bournemouth free kicks though. If we can keep that to a minimum, I would definitely be happy, because that was some of the worst set pieces I've seen in a long long time. Mate, it's actually boiling in my room, man. But I don't want to turn my fan on because it just makes an absolute horrid noise. So if you can see sweat on my forehead, I actually like profoundly apologise. Bro, my halftime entertainment is some of the deadest stuff you'd ever see. So I wouldn't blame anybody for clicking off the. I don't even know what more analysis I can give on that than that I haven't already given on the thing. I don't know. If this was a City game, it'd be a much easier for me to do. This news that I can't lie, I wasn't impressed at all. Haven't strung many passes together and just been hitting hopeful balls. And I can't lie, that goal was very lucky with the deflection. Also, our defense is leaving us open to counter. I don't think it's the defense though. I think if you had a if you had Gravenberch, if Gravenberch was in the team, if you had Gravenberch in the team, I think it would work a lot better. But because both the fullbacks and both of the like holding midfielders are rushing forward, yeah, it is kind of leaving you a bit exposed, especially with Kirkes not winning his duels. But I'm gonna guess that's gonna change with Robertson coming on. At half time, I can imagine that's going to be the change. Within like the 60th minute mark, you'll see probably Endo come on. On the hopeful passes, I don't know. I think some decent passes have been strung out. I think it's just your wingers have been nullified a lot when trying to win the cross, whipping the crosses. So you're getting you're getting the passes out from Wirtz, from McAllister, from Szoboszlai out to Gakpo and Salah. But I just don't think when they've got to size up their fullback, you know, I think Bournemouth are doing very, very well to stop the crosses from coming in. Obviously, Gakpo did get that good cross in just after Liverpool took the lead, where Ekitike heads it over. But other than that, I haven't seen many good crosses sort of come in from open play. Again, we see the goal, and I still just have to appreciate the vision from McAllister, because at first I'm calling for him to pass to Wirtz, and then I literally look up and I see the pass to Ekitike on. It's a brilliant run. It's not good defending at all. I don't know why the centre backs are so far apart. Again, he gets lucky with the deflection, but Bournemouth are going to be kicking themselves that, you know, he had that much space to manoeuvre himself into. Because yeah, obviously you can't do much about the deflection, but you could have prevented him from getting in the position to even force the deflection. So, you know, there are definitely things that you can say about that. So, but I don't know. I think McAllister's been better than Szoboszlai. To be fair, I think McAllister. I think you were harsh on McAllister. I think McAllister's been good. Again, I think the main two sort of players that you're wanting to look at, well, no, the main one player you're sort of wanting to look at, would be again Kirkes, but it looks as if he's coming off. I don't think Wirtz has been necessarily quiet. I mean, he hasn't had the impact you'd probably hope he would have. But again, I don't think he's been given enough ball time. To be fair, I don't think it's necessarily his fault. I just don't think he's been allowed as much ball time as you probably hope for him to get. But there's still 45 minutes to play. We can see what can come from that. Yeah, now I am seeing the reports of obviously the stoppage for Semenyo being racially abused, and there's just no need, is there, man? Like, there's just no need at all. We'll come into the second half, and I won't mind. I could do with a Bournemouth goal. To be fair, I think it would just sort of liven things up a little bit. Because I think if Liverpool go on and get the next goal, I think it's just game over, isn't it? Like, that's not world class. That's not the best analysis you're gonna get of the game. But like, I from a neutral point of view, a Bournemouth goal would do wonders. Because when that game, before that goal, before that Liverpool goal, some of the play I was seeing, like it was, and again even after the goal, like literally just after that Tavernier free kick, I think some of the end-to-end football we were seeing was quite entertaining, and I kind of want more of that in the second half, and I think that's not going to happen if Liverpool get an early goal in the second half. So let's try prevent that from happening. A Bournemouth goal would definitely be nice, to keep the sort of enjoyment in this game for me personally. But who knows?
Using the router internet.
Yeah.
I just want to reboot it. Is that alright?
No, because mine's fine. So it might be the box.
Yeah, I need to reboot it. There's a problem with Virgin. Alright?
Well, fine.
Are you in the middle of a game?
Yeah.
Just message me when you're finished.
Alright. What's it say? Defense was. No, I hear that, but I still think that's a problem with Szoboszlai as well. I don't know. Nah, it's actually way too hot, man. I don't know how people do this, bro. It's actually boiling in this room. Not fun at all. Right, I'm getting the replay again of that handball you do, so I'm able to have a little look. I don't think I need a closer look. I still don't think he touches that again. And again, they didn't give me the closer look, so I wasn't able to give you location of number. Oh, so it's for the rule. They're re-highlighting the rule. Because this seems to be the one they can never get down. This one and the offside rule is the one that seems to be up for the most interpretation. This has been a long half time. Like I know, like every half time is the same length, but this one feels like it's been going on forever. Well, I don't know. I still don't like. I'll get a clip. I'll see if I can find the clip on Twitter now, and I'll have a little look. Nah, he doesn't. He does not. He does. I am no. Nah, he doesn't touch that. I don't. I'm not having that. I firmly believe that he does not touch that. Tell you what, that is clumsy. I don't know if I'd give that as a penalty now that I'm looking back at it, but it is clumsy from McAllister. But I think because Scott is also charging in, it's more of like a coming together than a challenge. But it is clumsy from McAllister to be throwing yourself at the ball like that in your own box. Very, very clumsy. Yeah, Bournemouth are about to get us underway for the second half. Boom, there we are. So bam, second half kicks off, and Bournemouth instantly punt the ball forward. Kirkes has stayed on. Interesting. Kirkes is still on the pitch, whilst being the weak link 100% in the Liverpool team, and he's also been booked, and he's straight away being pinned by Semenyo again, but this time he's given us a foul on Kirkes, and Liverpool get the free kick. So yeah, very, very interesting that he hasn't brought Robertson on at half time. I was 100% certain he was going to, because I've not been impressed by Kirkes' defending at all. We've got Van Dijk on the free kick now, goes to Alisson. Liverpool just again playing comfortable on the ball. They've got the lead. They don't need to rush anything. But here's Ekitike again. That's a brilliant round the corner flick to Wirtz. And Wirtz tries to find Salah, but he can't, and it is put out for a Liverpool corner. But that is, again, that's that hold up play. That's that 9 play that I've been telling you about, man. That I love that, and this is brilliant. Look, he holds off the defender. Literally first time flip round the corner. Knows exactly where Wirtz is going to be. Wirtz, you know, he probably went for the spectacular there to try to find Salah, and probably could have went back to Ekitike, but that is brilliant forward play there from Hugo Ekitike. And you know, if he keeps performing like he has today, the Premier League's in trouble. Premier League is 100% in trouble. The corner comes in from Wirtz, and it is headed over for a goal kick. And it's headed over by Ekitike as well, so he really, really is causing Bournemouth problems in sort of every sense. Does it come off him, or does it come off Semenyo? Oh no, it is off Ekitike last, so it is going to be a goal kick. But yeah, no, that flick was absolutely ridiculous. Petrovic, what are you doing? Petrovic lost his mind. What sort of pass out from the back is that? and Liverpool get the ball back again due to some utter. That's brilliant footwork from Szoboszlai, but that is some stupidity from Petrovic. What is he thinking? There's Semenya. Now Scott. Now here comes Gakpo. Goes out to Ekitike out wide this time. Tries to cut him, but he's been doubled up on by both Smith and Scott. The ball gets whipped in and then it goes straight back out to McAllister, who finds Kirkez. Kirkez finds Ekitike down the channel in the box, looks to turn, gets it off to Gakpo. Here's Gakpo. Gakpo again. Gakpo! 2-0. Cody Gakpo. And that's a brilliant, brilliant goal. But unfortunately, I think that is game done now. I think unfortunately that is game over. It's a brilliant finish from Gakpo as an assist for Hugo Ekitike. Again, my man of the match. But that is a... Yeah, that's game over. That's game over, unfortunately, for Bournemouth. Brilliant goal, though. Brilliant. Both goals in this game have been excellent. Well taken. Very, very composed finish from Gakpo. Kirkez, look, finds Ekitike. Holds it up. Finds Gakpo. Gakpo fake shots once, fake shots twice. Then gets the shot off. Poor defending again, really, from Bournemouth. No one really closed him down and tried to stop the shot. There was already half-assed attempts at trying to block the shot. Petrovic knows exactly where he wants to go. Can't get down quick enough, and bam, yeah, that's Cody Gakpo making it 2-0. And that's a goal and an assist on his Premier League debut for Hugo Ekitike, who, you know, again, like I keep saying, is my man of the match so far, but unfortunately that looks like it's going to be the game put to bed, because I can't see Bournemouth coming back from 2 goals down, which is very unfortunate. Kirkez has found himself on the floor again from another long ball whipped out to Semenya. So, if in the unlikelihood that Bournemouth do find themselves back in the game, it's definitely going to come down their right side, because Liverpool still haven't really sorted out this problem of Kirkez being absolutely bullied by Semenya. Here's Szoboszlai. Gets a beautiful pass out to Salah, and Salah's got time and space with a beautiful Travella cross to try find Ekitike, but Petrovic is able to punch that one clear. But it's, you know, Liverpool have picked the ball up again, and now it's Gakpo, who's definitely just been fouled there by Alex Scott. That was 100% a foul. It's foul every single day of the week. Now it's Wirtz, finds Ekitike. And that's probably the first bad touch I've seen from Ekitike, but it's still going to end up with Liverpool. No, it's not. Salah wasn't able to keep it on, but he does take the throw in quickly, and now it's Szoboszlai, who does find Wirtz, who then finds McAllister. Liverpool really looking to make things happen now, and a shot from McAllister is, you know, from range, it's a decent shot. Doesn't really trouble Petrovic that much, and he's able to tap it over for a corner. I think he taps it over, or does that just keep rising from McAllister? I'm going to need to watch that again. No, I think Petrovic does definitely get a hand on that one. I will see from this behind the goal sort of view. Yeah, he does, and it's going to be a corner for Liverpool. Wirtz on the corner again. Oh, it's kicking off a bit in the box now. Smith has said something to Saladin which he hasn't liked, and it's caused a bit of a bust up there. But everything seems to be calm now, and it looks like the corner can come in. No, never mind. Gakpo wants to keep it going with Smith. Never mind. They've shook hands. It's all done, and I think the corner can finally look to come in. Oh, Salah just gave Smith a little barge. Smith gave him a push. Salah didn't like that. But here comes the corner. Still a bit of shoving between Smith and Salah in the box. It's only cleared as far as Frimpong. But now, no. Bournemouth can't get anything going here. This is going to be all Liverpool now. Until the end of the game now, it's going to be all Liverpool. I just can't see. Bournemouth have looked to have just run out of steam already. They can't get anything going. They can't string two passes together when trying to clear the ball back. Liverpool is suffocating them. And again here, look, falls again to a Liverpool player. It's a poor shot from Szoboszlai. I don't know what he's thinking. But, you know, again. And this ball's going to go long. Bournemouth are going to win the first ball, but Liverpool are going to get the second ball. And that's just going to be the story for the rest of the night now, 100%. Bournemouth will win their duels, but they won't ever pick up on the second ball. Never mind, they don't even win their duel there. It's an uncontested header for Van Dijk. But it is Bournemouth that, you know, pick up the second ball there. So I was completely wrong. So, yeah, we've got a Bournemouth throw in. The Liverpool shirt is clean though. I kind of like this Liverpool shirt. If it wasn't a Liverpool shirt, I'd buy that. But it's a Liverpool shirt, so you'll never see me repping that. Never ever. But it's a cold shirt nonetheless. Very, very clean. Got Brooks. He's been sort of harassed there by Frimpong, but he's got the better of him, and I think that's going to be a foul. But Tavernier whips the cross into absolutely nobody. Absolutely nobody. So all that hard work by Brooks, which I think was very, very good play out here. Because at first I thought Frimpong had the better of him and forced him off the pitch, but he does excellent to flick that one round there. But the cross from Tavernier is there's no one there. And from the position that he stood in, he should be able to see that there's no one attacking the back stick. But, you know, here we are. Szoboszlai hits a cross-field ball to Frimpong, but it's picked up by Brooks. Now Bournemouth can come. Never mind, McAllister picks up the loose ball and then looks to go forward, and he is brought down for a free kick in the Liverpool half. And, you know, Bournemouth are starting to get into the second half a little bit, but I think it's, again, too little too late. I can't see them getting minimum 2 goals. I just can't see it. I just don't think they've been good enough in the final third for them even to get 1 goal, let alone 2. So I think, unfortunately, for all of their efforts, I think Bournemouth have lost this game. Which is disappointing, really, but, you know, we move. Ekitike, again, very strong on the ball there. So is Gakpo. I say that as he's been brought down, but it is a foul, and Smith's going to get cautioned for that. I don't think he's going to get a card. It wasn't really worthy of a card, but I think after his little scuffle with Salah, he's definitely been given a warning by the referee. Now here's Salah. You can try to find Ekitike, but he's intercepted. But Wirtz wins it back. And I think he probably should have tried to get that to Gakpo there, but he did try to find Kerkez. But Gakpo picks it up anyway. And now here is Wirtz. Now Kerkez. McAllister and Szoboszlai. Now Gakpo. Now Ekitike. And that was almost another excellent pass and more very good link up between Gakpo and Ekitike, but it was read and intercepted by the Bournemouth defender. Yeah, Liverpool really started to step up the ante here and really just looking to control this game and prevent the Bournemouth of really having any sort of sniff on goal. Not like they had like many sniffs on goal anyway in the first half, but they were creating chances nonetheless, and they were looking dangerous when going forward. The play in the final third just wasn't good enough. And you think back to that Tavernier chance that he really should have scored at 0-0, and now you look and this team are 2-0 down and they don't look any like they're getting into this game any single way. Salah's able to keep the ball in play and knock it back to Frimpong. Yeah, Liverpool is going to see this one out now, 100%. It's just... Well, Van Dijk finds Gakpo. Gakpo cuts inside again, uncontested. That's a brilliant run from Gakpo. Gakpo again. Now Salah's not able to get to it, and it goes. Tell you what, Gakpo in the second half, he's absolutely cooking off of this left side. Smith can't get anywhere near him. Just look at that. He just glides inside, holds off the challenge. Probably could have shot there. Tries to find Salah. I don't know if it's a bad pass or Salah just wasn't expecting it, but you know, nothing materialises from it. And Robertson is ready now. Endo's ready as well. Like I said, the two first subs you'd see would be Robertson and Endo coming on the pitch, and that looks to obviously be the case here. But you know, Bournemouth are coming forward here, and they do have men over, and it's Tavernier able to get one out to the left flank, cross in. Van Dijk keeps it. I was about to say knocks it out of play, but Bournemouth still have it here. Now it's Tavernier, Adams. Cross comes in again, blocked by Van Dijk. Tavernier. Now it's Brooks. Is he going to keep this one on? He does. Alisson's able to punch it, and Semenya is beat to the ball by Frimpong, and it goes out for a Liverpool goal kick or a Liverpool throw. I don't actually see where exactly that ball exited the play. Some notification to what's going on. Nah, you can't give your man of the match to anybody other than Ekitike, in my opinion. Is that Frimpong? Oh, Frimpong. Both Frimpong and Kirkes are coming off for Endo and Robertson. So is Endo going at right back? What's going on here? Or is Robertson about to play in a back three? Nah, I'm a little confused here. I thought, unless you're gonna play Robertson in a back three with Konate and Van Dijk. I'm not. No, it is Endo. Endo's sitting out. Okay, I'm a little baffled there. I'm not too sure what's going on, but you know, I guess we'll see how this plays out. Van Dijk on the ball. Gets it out to, I think that was McAllister, who hits it off Semenya and puts it out for a throw, and Robertson's going to get his first involvement of the match here from the throw-in. But yeah, now that Kirkes situation had to be locked off. I don't think he was as bad in the second half, mostly because he didn't really have much to do, and the players who forward have kept Bournemouth quiet, but that first half performance from him was not one he's going to look back on fondly. And here's Tavernier. That's a brilliant touch around Szoboszlai. Now he finds Scott, who's going to find Semenya. Semenya looks to run at Robertson, have Robertson do his first bit of defending, which he doesn't even have to do because it's McAllister that puts it out for the corner. But that touch and turn from Tavernier was exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. Corner comes in now for Bournemouth, and yeah, there's absolutely no one near that. Bournemouth just have to stop Liverpool from countering here, which it looks like they're going to. Yeah, it goes out for a throw. Bro, I forgot Joe Gomez. Now I always forget Joe Gomez still plays football, you know. And then he'll get like a good run of games for Liverpool, and I'll be like, oh yeah, Joe Gomez, and then he just won't be seen again for 6 months. I remember when he was like young and up and coming, and he was meant to be the next big thing, and then didn't he do his ACL twice? And then it's just kind of been a long day for him since then. Always good on FIFA though at the start of the year because he's rapid. That's awful again round the back from Bournemouth, and here comes Salah, finds Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai looks to turn, finds Wirtz. Wirtz with a tame shot wide. He should be doing a lot better. That's a lazy shot. That's a lazy first time shot from Wirtz. Lazy. Like, he's got time to do something with this, and that's lazy. That's lazy. got Bournemouth going again. It's Tavernier. He's been dispossessed by McAllister. And now here's Salah. But now Tavernier looks to come forward again. Again, the ball's been read. But now Adams looks to counter-attack. And that's a brilliant ball forward to Brooks. Brooks crosses it. Semenyo, 2-1. 2-1. That's a brilliant finish from Antoine Semenyo. And that is 2-1. So Liverpool have conceded here. It is now 2-1. Is my scoreboard on to update? There we are. It is now 2-1. Bournemouth get a goal, and it originally comes from the left side. Obviously, the ball's played out. Again, very, very high line being played here. Van Dijk, what is Van Dijk doing? That's awful positioning from Van Dijk. Doesn't look at where the rest of his defenders are. Plays both Semenyo and Brooks onside. And then he doesn't recover quick enough. He's got to look over his shoulder, see Evan Nilsson. Konate can't stop the cross. Robertson doesn't track his man. Van Dijk doesn't check his shoulder and see that someone's coming across. Alisson gets a touch on it, but it's not good enough. And bam, there we go. 2-1. Bournemouth are back in this game, and Semenyo gets his goal. And yeah, he's definitely been Bournemouth's best player this game, and he gets his goal. Bam, game on. I was not expecting that. Liverpool were really caught napping there, and that's another lapse in concentration for Van Dijk. Obviously, both of Palace's goals last weekend came from lapses in concentration from Van Dijk, and their first goal conceded this season also comes from one of those of him playing some non-existent line while both Robertson and Konate have pushed up. But now here's Szoboszlai, finds Salah. Liverpool looking to restore their 2-goal lead, and does go out for a corner. So Yudi, what are you making of that defending from Van Dijk? What are you making of that? Do you think that was? I think that was 100% Van Dijk's fault, but you might have a different read in that situation. Poetic justice, though. Even though, at the moment it's a consolation goal. Semenyo getting his goal after that incident earlier is what you like to see. I've just seen a tweet comparing that Kirk's performance to Alberto Moreno, and that's actually made me smile. That's funny. Now Wirtz takes a short corner to McAllister, who finds Wirtz again, who now looks to attack the box, get a low cross in, but it's sniffed out by the Bournemouth defenders, and then McAllister's cross is blocked, but it does find Gakpo, who finds Szoboszlai, who's then instantly shut down by Adams, and Bournemouth are not letting this ball drop for Liverpool. But Liverpool are still working hard to keep it, and now here's Salah, who finds Wirtz, who Wirtz can now look to whip across, and he just finds Petrovic. I don't think he's played bad, but I'm not being 100% convinced and impressed by the performance I've seen from Florian Wirtz today. I mean, again, he could have definitely played worse, but I think he just looks very lethargic when going forward. I'm not going to lie to you. And there is no agenda in me saying that, by the way. But, we're approaching, the 70th minute mark, and it's now 2-1. Bournemouth have never won at Anfield, but they come forward searching for an equaliser, and here's Brooks, the man that provided the cross that Semenyo's goal came from. And now here's Tavernier, skips around a few, tries to get the cross in again, and then it is off Konate. And you already know this is not going to be a good cross that comes in from this corner. Ooh, Konate's went down injured, This could be a problem for Liverpool, with their only other defender at the moment being registered to the club. Obviously, they have made a signing today, but, obviously not available for selection, is Joe Gomez. Obviously, Kwanzaa, obviously Matip left not last season, the season before. Not this season, the season before. And obviously Kwanzaa's left for Bayer Leverkusen, so you've got to hope that Van Dijk and Konate can stay fit. Now, has again been headed clear by Van Dijk. Another not great corner from Bournemouth. But here comes a cross from Scott, who gets straight down the throat of Alisson, and Liverpool can come away with that comfortably. And now here's Salah. Finds himself in the Bournemouth spot. Here's I could see what he was trying to do there, but it hasn't come off. That's a brilliant. He's just offside as well, but that's a brilliant pass from Alisson. The touches aren't exactly convincing, and then Bournemouth defend that well, but you know, we've got an interesting last half an hour or so in this game, especially if Endo's going to take a touch like that and allow Tavernier to get the cross in. It's went behind for another Bournemouth corner, which obviously they're going to make absolutely nothing of. I tell you what, Liverpool have really switched off in the last 10 minutes or so. And I think it's since changing to this back three or whatever they're playing now, it's leaving them a lot more exposed than Slot would probably like them to be. And you've got Alex Scott walking out for this corner, and you've kind of got to hope that he's going to do something big for this one and not allow another Liverpool counter-attack to storm down on Petrovic's goal. 68 minutes on the clock. Alex Scott with a corner, whips it in, straight on top of Alisson, and Salah can bring this one down and he can charge forward, but he finds Wirtz. Wirtz flicks it on, and Robertson loses the ball and it goes straight back to Petrovic. I don't think that was a great pass from Wirtz, but I don't think, again, there was much more he could do in that high pressure situation, so I'm not going to be too critical on him. Liverpool have done a better job at nullifying the long balls from Bournemouth though in the second half. I can say that. But here's Szoboszlai carrying the ball forward. Liverpool looking to regain control of this game, despite still having a 1-goal lead. They are looking to sort of stamp their authority back onto this game. And now is Wirtz. And if anyone can create anything from nothing, it would be Florian Wirtz. And now here's Szoboszlai. Gakpo, scorer their second goal, lets fly, but it's a tame shot and it goes straight into the hands of Petrovic, who can release Tavernier, who then releases Brooks again, and Brooks is bearing, never mind, it was overhit and it's straight at Alisson, but for a second there, I thought he was bearing down on that Liverpool goal and I sensed more trouble, but it was a poor pass from Tavernier, very, very much overhit. Boom, that's a good tackle, and Bournemouth can come forward again. Evan Nilsson, who's definitely been quiet in this second half. Semenya has as well, like on the ball, but obviously he got his goal, so you can't complain. And here he is again. Looks to find Smith, who just whips in a hopeful ball, misses Evan Nilsson, and it's headed clear. But Bournemouth have it again, and now it's Bournemouth's time to pile on the pressure and look for an equaliser with just 20 minutes left on the clock. And the cross comes in, doesn't meet Semenya, but it does find Tavernier on the edge of the box, who's able to hold it up, and it finds Brooks, who turns Endo, but can't get past Szoboszlai. The Hungarian wall is there. But it's again still all Bournemouth. Liverpool are now the ones struggling to get the ball out. And the ball in behind finds Brooks, who finds Tavernier, who finds Brooks! And it's a good block from Van Dijk. But tell you what, Bournemouth are starting to cause some problems here, and I actually am on the edge of my seat watching this. Cross comes it. That's an awful header from Evan Nilsson. Awful header. Again, like, it's difficult from the way he's positioned his body, but like, you know, he could probably bring that one down as well. He's left Konate for dead. He could bring that one down. He had space, and yeah. We do have some subs to be made now. You've got McAllister coming off for Curtis Jones. And you've got Ekitike coming off for Joe Gomez, I think. My man of the match there, Hugo Ekitike. My man of the match for now, depends if Semenya goes and bags another goal or not, but for now, 100% my man of the match has been Ekitike. He's made everything happen for Liverpool going forward. But now we're going to see the introduction of Joe Gomez and Curtis Jones. Is this going to be the day that Joe Gomez gets his first senior goal in his career? Probably not, but you know, if it is, we can all say that we were sat here witnessing Joe Gomez's first senior goal in his career. It's not going to happen, but you know, we can always hope. You know, it's just like one of those things, like the moon landing. Like, you know, all the older geezers remember where they were for the moon landing. We might remember where we are for Joe Gomez's first senior goal if he ever gets it. But you never know. You never know. You never know. I only hope, really. It would be quite funny. As long as he doesn't score his first career. If City are the team that concede Joe Gomez's first senior goal, I don't think I'd ever mentally recover from that. I'm just putting it out there. I wonder how Liverpool are going to relieve the sort of stress and the pressure. So when Bournemouth come forward and Liverpool need to relieve the pressure, I wonder how they're going to do that now with Ekitike off the pitch, with him not bringing bringing the balls down. And yeah, Yudi, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not really too sure what's going on here. So I'm guessing it's now back at a back four. And you've got Konate and Van Dijk as centre-backs. And you've got Robertson and Joe Gomez as your full-backs. But I'm not really too sure what's going on with Curtis Jones. Oh, man. Because you've got Gakpo here, who tries to find Robertson, but it is a stop is put to that attack. But yeah, no, but I'm just not really, because you've got Endo, Curtis Jones, and Szoboszlai on, and then you've got. So I'm gonna guess. I don't know. I'm gonna guess maybe you've got Wirtz playing as a false nine. Maybe I think I'm gonna guess. That's that's what Slot's going for here. Hamad Traore coming on for Alex Scott now for Bournemouth. We've got Petrovic launching the ball forward. Evan Nielsen get up to win it, but you're not beating Van Dijk in the aerial battle. I don't care who you are. Now both teams are struggling to get the ball on the floor, but you've got Wirtz, who is the one to get the ball under control, but passes the ball forward, and there's nobody there, and Bournemouth can retrieve the ball as we come into the 74th minute. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I could genuinely see this game end in a draw. As of like the last 10 minutes or so, I could see this end in a draw, because Liverpool, after sort of scoring that second goal and dominating the game for like 10-15 minutes, lapses in concentration, and they've just got complacent at the back, really. And you know, I actually think they've looked worse defensively since Kirkez came off the pitch, which is actually quite funny. So maybe they shouldn't have subbed him off. Who knows? That is a disgusting pass. That's one of the worst. If Bournemouth want to score, they should stop doing that. Whatever you want to call that. Bournemouth win the ball again. Now it's Hamad Traore. Szoboszlai regains possession for Liverpool and is just running backwards to try free up options. Now it's Van Dijk. Liverpool really do just need to keep the ball here and not do anything silly with it and just sort of keep possession. But here's Joe Gomez coming forward, finds Salah. Salah looks up. Can he get the crossing? Cuts in. Szoboszlai just misses the ball, and now here comes Semenyo. Now here come Bournemouth. This is a really, really good counter-attack. He's got three to his left. No way. Semenyo, you baller. So now Semenyo, you ball. I thought he messed that up, not finding the two players to his left, but he has went and found in this absolutely stupendous equaliser, and from 2-0 down and looking like they had no hope in the world, Anton Semenyo comes and rescues Bournemouth. 2-2, 76 minutes on the clock. Wow, what has happened to Liverpool's lead? And as I said, you know, Ekitike was my man of the match, unless something big happened, and something big has happened. It all comes from Szoboszlai missing this pass, and then you've got Traore, and Semenyo carries the ball basically the whole pitch. Konate doesn't want to close him down. Van Dijk doesn't want to close him down. He cuts inside. They all think he's going to try get that into the left corner back. He goes near post, and what an excellent finish. I thought here he should have passed out wide to Tavernier, but he finds an excellent finish into the near post. It takes a little clip off Konate's leg, but it doesn't change the direction of the ball that much. And wow, we are in for an interesting last 12 minutes of this football match. What a performance I've seen from Semenyo in this second half, and even the first half as well. But wow, game on. The champions have well and truly been stunned here, and how will they answer? 3 goals in his last 3 appearances at Anfield for Semenyo as well. This game really is up for grabs now. I'm back invested. I am very much back invested in this game. What a way to kick off the Premier League season. What a way to kick off the Premier League season. Yeah, that's definitely 100% a foul. Where was Gomez was pushed up. Gomez and Robertson were part of the attack, and again, it's what left you exposed. But I don't think anyone was expecting Semenyo to make up that much ground. But what a goal! What a goal! Now you got Wirtz, who finds Van Dijk open in the box. Van Dijk tries to cut it across, but he's well defended, and it's going to go up for a Liverpool throw-in. Wow, this is going to be a nervy last 10 minutes for Bournemouth and Liverpool as well, because as the champions, do you really want to be bottling a 2-goal lead? First game of the season at your own ground? No, not really, but are Bournemouth going to be able to hold on? Gomez, long throw into the box. Now it's Endo. Liverpool go backwards now. Now I'm excited for this last 10 minutes, man, I can't lie. Although I'd definitely be happy for the game to end now with the way the score is, but it's going to be an interesting 10 minutes. Ooh, Petrovic, what are you smoking? Petrovic, what are you smoking? Just wait for that to... No! Oh, Szoboszlai, that's on terror. You've got to be getting that on target. But Petrovic, what are you smoking? Nah. If they conceded from that, oh my word. Nah, this guy, what is he smoking? But yeah, nah, Szoboszlai needs to be getting that one on target. That is woeful. It's a woeful shot. Woeful shot. Now here's Evan Nilsson. Let Curtis Jones find Szoboszlai. He finds Salah, who's unmarked, and that's never a good sign. Szoboszlai with a shot straight at Petrovic. I think he definitely should be catching that, but he's able to parry it away. Bournemouth do have the ball for now. And the long ball goes forward, and bam! Liverpool have not learnt their lesson with only Van Dijk back, but luckily he's able to mop up there. And Evan Nilsson commits a professional foul to stop Szoboszlai for progressing up the pitch, and he's going to receive a yellow card for that one as well. Things you like to see. Is that Wirtz coming off? Yeah, Wirtz is coming off for Federico Chiesa. Not a man I thought was going to be touching the pitch today, if I'm completely honest, but there we go. That's Frimpong, Wirtz, and Kerkez all completing their Premier League debuts now. Is Chiesa going to be the answer to their problems and get another late goal like he did with the consolation goal against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup? I don't know, but Robertson gets a header back across the box. Joe Gomez was lurking on the edge of the box with intent, eyeing up that first career goal that we spoke about earlier. What a time it would be for him to get it, by the way. But I highly doubt that's happening. Oh! I thought that was game over there. I thought Salah was just curling at one top bins, but Bournemouth got away with that as we approach the last 8 minutes of the second half and of the full 90 minutes. Liverpool are just passing the ball around the back here. There has to be a sense of urgency in their game now, though. You wouldn't want to get a point on the opening day, especially after being 2-0 up. But here we are. Endo's being pressed by Traore, who's added a lot more energy into this game after coming on, and I've been impressed by his performance off the bench. Robertson marauding forward, but he has The ball's put out, and it's going to be a Liverpool throw-in. It's taken quickly. Now it's Jones, Gakpo, Robertson, and that goes out. Is that a corner or is that a goal kick? Has that come off Smith, or was Robertson the one to get the last touch on that? Oh, it's offside. Offside? No, not offside even. Goal kick. Sorry, my bad. We've got another substitution coming here, and it is for Bournemouth. You got David Brooks coming off, and I don't know. My apologies, I don't know who the geezer is coming on. I know it's David, obviously Brooks coming off, the man that got the assist for the first Semenyo goal that got Bournemouth back into this game, and it is Ben Winterburn coming on. It's not quite Ben Woodburn though, is it? Does Ben Woodburn still even have a career? I haven't heard about Ben Woodburn in a long, long time. But speaking of Ben Woodburn, Ben Dokes has signed for Bournemouth. Be quite interesting if during this game they literally just like sent him out to the centre circle at the start of the game in his Liverpool shirt, made him take it off and put on a Bournemouth shirt, and then just walk to the touchline. Now, why didn't we see that? That would have made for some good TV. I'm kind of, I've got good ideas, man. The Premier League need to get me on. Sky need to get me on. That's good entertainment, that. But the ball comes forward now from Petrovic. Liverpool bring the ball down with Gakpo, and now it's Chiesa. Bournemouth are defending with their lives right now. We need to play with more tempo, man. No quick passes and getting hit out, and we need to switch the ball. Yeah, to be fair, you are playing very you're playing like you're a lot more comfortable in this game than you actually are. My mic's kind of quiet. It's because I knocked it. I wasn't speaking that loudly, to be fair, so that might have been it. But we approach the last 5 minutes of normal time, and Liverpool is passing around the back. You've got to sense some more urgency from the champions now, because Bournemouth will be happy with you keeping the ball here, and that's not really what you want, is it? You don't really want to be playing into Bournemouth's hands. But here's Salah, good touchdown, and he runs forward. And he tries to find Szoboszlai, but the pass is cut out. And now you've got Evan Nilsson having a bit of a wrestling match here with Konate. Konate does come out on top, and he's going to pass back to Alisson. But it does waste some valuable seconds here for Liverpool, which Bournemouth will not be complaining about. I do think there's going to be a hefty chunk of extra time, because there's only 3 minutes in the first half. Obviously, there was more stoppages in the first half than there was the second, but they love to add a third. So I won't be surprised if they threw 7 minutes on the end of this game, whereas I think there should only be, again, 3. Because if there was only 3 in the first half and there's less stoppages in the second half than the first half, then, But then again, there's been more goals in the second half, so who knows? Who knows? But my prediction's like 6 minutes, 7 minutes. Can Bournemouth hold on? That is the question. Evan Nilsson can chase this ball, but it's definitely going to be Konate that gets it. He just needs to put him under pressure so he can't play the comfortable pass, which he does, but he does go out for a Liverpool throw-in, which again is wasting more valuable seconds, especially considering the fact that the throw-in is in the Liverpool half. It's in the Bournemouth final third as well, so a lot has to go into this. But then again, it is Joe Gomez on the long throw, so he could make up some good valuable yards of his throw. He does. And he does get it into the Bournemouth final third, but it is just with a ball. Oh my! Now I have not been impressed with this Bournemouth play around the back, because that is an absolute hospital pack. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, there's nobody to hit this ball to. There's Salah to hit the ball to. Yeah, fair enough. But like, he's isolated out on his right side with TK off the pitch. You don't have anyone to bring these balls down. But you got a free kick here. The ball can be punted forward to Van Dijk. Like, sort of, he's the one you'd aim for, or Konate. They are both going forward. You got Joe Gomez going forward as well. There is some height in this box. Liverpool can attack this as we approach the 87th minute. Szoboszlai standing over it. Endo, he goes short. Robertson, Van Dijk, Gakpo, Jones, Van Dijk, and it goes all the way back to Alisson. And Alisson looks to head it forward. Hit it forward. Hit it forward. Now it's Salah. It's whipped in. Konate, Chiesa, 3-2. Federico Chiesa off the bench. The man that came on for Florian Wirtz has to have secured the winner in the opening game now. I told you he could come off the bench and get a late goal. And that's what he does. Federico Chiesa makes it 3-2 to Liverpool. I don't know why my scoreboard's not updating. There we go. 3-2 to Liverpool, and that surely is the winner now. That surely is the game over. Not the sort of way you'd want to get the winner. Obviously, being 2-0 up, but getting the winner nonetheless on the opening day is very much important, and Chiesa's the one that gets that. It comes from an Alisson ball forward. He hits it out. So Szoboszlai picks it up. Salah sort of just takes the fullback out of it. It's crossed in. Petrovic gets a hand to it. It's not cleared properly. And it's a calm and composed finish by Chiesa to put that into the back of the net to surely give Liverpool the 3 points wearing the iconic number 14 once wore by the great Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson. Yeah, that's 3-2 to Liverpool. And again, I can't see Bournemouth getting another goal. I'm still shocked they got 2 goals. But yeah, here we are. Petrovic is atrocious, by the way. You can tell he played for Chelsea. But here is Bournemouth. You know, they've still got some life in this game as we come into the final minute of, normal time. It's being knocked around in the box, and you've got a Bournemouth corner here on 90 minutes. You've got a Bournemouth corner. Is there another twist to this tale? Is there another twist to this tale right now in the 90th minute from this Bournemouth corner? I don't think so, but who knows? Who knows? We've got some final changes for Bournemouth. You've got Hill coming on for... I don't know who he's come on for. Yeah. So you've got Adams and Smith coming on for Corpe and Hill. The corner's going to be whipped in now. 6 minutes. I told you 6 minutes. There we go. 6 minutes added on, and this is going to be a long 6 minutes for Liverpool. The corner comes in. Obviously, nothing good's going to happen from it because it's a Bournemouth set piece. The ball comes in. Bournemouth keep it alive somehow. Does it go for a corner or is that a throw-in? It goes for a corner. Is it another Bournemouth corner here? They went to do the Trent and take the corner quickly there, but they didn't. As we finish the first minute of additional time, we've got 5 minutes left now. Another Bournemouth corner to be whipped in. And it doesn't beat the first man, and Liverpool are probably going to get this one clear. Never mind, it is hooved back forward. Bournemouth tried to keep the ball, but Chiesa wins it back. But Bournemouth still have the ball hit. Oh, it's been given as a foul. No, Liverpool are able to relieve some pressure here. Ball's whacked forward by Alisson. And now it's Salah, and it's a Liverpool corner now. Can Liverpool put this game to bed? Well, I mean, it's to bed anyway. Like, I can't see Bournemouth scoring again, but can they just finish it off? Chiesa there, the man that got the all-important goal. And surely that has to mean he's going to play a bigger part this season. You're getting such an important goal so early on. Here's Joe Gomez. Szoboszlai. Bournemouth win the ball back, and here they go. But they're stopped in their tracks, and Liverpool get another throw-in. Is it a Liverpool throw-in, or have we got I think that might be a Bournemouth throw-in, actually. It is a Bournemouth throw-in, and here come Bournemouth. Liverpool do have men back, but it's hit long. And Evan Nilsson can charge, and Allison gets it in his hands. And he's going to waste some more time to get us closer to the full time. And I do think this is going to be the final score here, 3-2. And I think we've had a very, very entertaining game. I can't see any more twists to this tale. Bournemouth can't get anything going, and you know they've put up a good fight. They've done a lot better than I was expecting them to, especially after going 2-0 down. To even get a game back to 2-2 was very impressive, but obviously they just couldn't. There we go. Long throw now for Bournemouth. Yeah, and they're just hoofing the ball forward and hoping for a Liverpool mistake, and I just can't see that happening again. Here's Endo, hits one forward. Now it's Salah to chase, and Salah's in. And here's Mo Salah, and here's Mo Salah to finish off the game. Mo Salah, yep, 4-2. Petrovic is not good. Petrovic is not good. Mo Salah gets on the score sheet. That's 4-2. That is game done and dusted. That is game done and dusted. 4-2. The champions off to a winning start after a very scary 10 minutes. But yeah, there we go. That should be the final score now. Stop watching ball and everyone turned it down. Now, to be fair, the long throw's come back. The long throw has come back. That's poor defending against from Bournemouth though, and poor goalkeeping from Petrovic. Yeah, that's Salah should not be getting to that ball. And then again, the shot comes in, and Petrovic has to be doing better. I don't even care. He has to be doing better. But there we go. We've had 6 goals in the opening game here, and you know we did have a comeback from Bournemouth as well. So I've been very, very much entertained by this game. Very, very much. Just gotta wait for this final whistle now. Yeah, Liverpool. You know they look beatable. They see out a 4-2 win, but they do look beatable. They do look beatable, and there are some glaring holes in their game here. But they're gonna see out the win. First goal, first game back at Anfield, and the champions are looking to retain their crown. Etike gets man of the match. I think if it ended a draw, Semenyo would have got man of the match, but you can't really give Semenyo man of the match when he's on the losing team. So giving it to STK is fair enough. And that should be it. That is it. Full time, 4-2. And yeah, well, you know, I was very much entertained by that game. I don't know about you guys. I was very, very, very much entertained. But yeah, that's all from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. And I'll be back. I don't know when I'll be back. I'll probably be back Sunday. I might be back Sunday. Whatever game's on Sunday, I might be back Sunday. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'll be doing a match reaction stream tomorrow for the city.